This next presentation is not really an emerging company. It's a not-for-profit foundation that Steve Horvath, Bobby Beal, and some others I think have started. But it was so interesting a story that I thought that we would take a slot here. They're not an emerging company, but to let people know about the foundation. So Bobby, I see that you've come online and you have your slides that you're sharing, so please take it away. And you got one slot to do it. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thanks so much, Thomas. Yeah, no, and I appreciate you, having us involved in part of the conference. So the Clock Foundation is a nonprofit organization. It is effectively a spinout of UCLA that was launched several months ago with Dr. Steve Horvath from UCLA, a primary developer of epigenetic aging clocks and a professor of biostatistics and genetics at UCLA. And many people are already familiar with this technology, I imagine here. But just to summarize kind of the higher level aspects that are interesting with just a simple blood draw with epigenetic aging clocks, you're able to predict somebody's chronological age to within 2 or 3 years. And newer versions of these clocks that were developed in the Horvath lab, like PhenoAge or GrimAge, are able to be used as predictors of future health span and lifespan. So to kind of predict the efficacy of different treatments or interventions. And for example, with GrimAge, a predictor of mortality specifically, if your GrimAge is accelerated by around 5 years, then you have approximately double the risk of mortality of someone with your, at your same age. My background is as a bioengineer. I went to UCLA for grad school, and I worked in biotech finance for a while with an investment fund that was focused on biotech and healthcare. I got to invest in a lot of intriguing kind of stem cell and regenerative medicine companies. I was also very interested in aging research at UCLA. I got to know a supercentenarian researcher who would I'll study kind of the oldest old and find out what would contribute to their exceptional longevity. I got to know Dr. Horvath through a startup company that I founded with Dr. Greg Fay named Intervene Immune. He actually just gave a great presentation a couple hours ago here. And through work that we did with a pilot study called the TRIM trial that was completed at Stanford over the last several years, and it showed that a drug cocktail was able to reverse to a degree immunosenescence or age-related immune system decline. And it also had this interesting effect where you were able to reverse epigenetic aging significantly in healthy older men aged 50 to 65. And so we're all involved in a larger trial now, a 100-person clinical study named TRIMX, kind of to replicate and extend those findings, enrolling men and women, and so a pretty diverse group that'll be enrolling across the U.S. But that's really kind of what led to banding together with Dr. Horvath, and I became more familiar with his work on epigenetic aging clocks that he's done over the last decade or so at UCLA. And the Clock Foundations, it's been formed to make available these tools developed to the broader research community, and then also to make them available for a variety of commercial applications. And and so some people ask, why a nonprofit structure? And there are some pretty obvious commercial applications to epigenetic aging clocks. And I believe it was David Sinclair has made a comment about there being in fact kind of a zoo of clocks out there, and so kind of part of what the foundation's goal or mission is, or maybe in a single word or a couple of words, is to enable rigorous use of this technology. And so we want to enable widespread access for research, for commercial applications, but above all else, kind of rigorous use and adoption of this technology. So just helping to kind of encourage best practices and ensure that people have good kind of practices, good data integrity that enables them to use that data to submit to regulators or for any different kind of health and wellness application. We are an entity that's focused on data science and on trying to have kind of so a pretty scalable impact. We're making available these algorithms for epigenetic aging clock analysis, and we're collaborating with groups that have a lot of scale. So groups that have testing infrastructure in the U.S., across Europe. There's collaborators in Asia, and a wide variety of treatment developers that are looking to kind of validate the effects of their treatments. But we are building out a local presence in LA. So I'm very grateful, for instance, to the Lundquist Institute. They have a biolabs accelerator here in LA in Torrance that has great facilities, and there's kind of a nice community there that provides resources to help us do some amount of preclinical and clinical testing internally. And I'll highlight here just a few of the commercial applications that are of interest, or just a few of the applications generally for epigenetic aging clocks. People are very familiar with how they're being used in clinical trials now. People are also interested in using them in a more convenient DTC setting, where there are companies like 23andMe that are doing DTC genomics. People are interested in similar applications with DNA methylation. This is technology that's not only for people. It was originally developed based on large epidemiological cohorts, but over the last 4 or 5 years, Dr. Horvath's done a lot of work developing a new mammalian array. So this is a technology based on 37,000 different CPG sites or methylation sites that are conserved across the genome in diverse mammalian species. And so over the last few months, and there's kind of a flurry of papers that are starting to be released now, or manuscripts that are being released, detailing the development of highly accurate epigenetic aging clocks for diverse mammalian species. So for rodents, for companion pets like dogs and cats, and there's also ones like horses and model organisms that are very exciting for longevity, for comparative biology studies like the naked mole rat and the bowhead whale. So but some of the more obvious commercial applications are for human health and wellness monitoring, companion pet health and wellness monitoring, and then also for drug development. So both for preclinical drug development and clinical drug development. And as a foundation, we're very keen to explore the mechanisms of epigenetic aging and aging more generally. So we're sponsoring or involved with a variety of those types of studies too, looking at the mechanism of action of certain treatments, and also looking at kind of single cell methylation and kind of what makes up the epigenetic clock itself. A key one capability we are going to offer is just a simple access point for researchers that are interested in using these algorithms and using this technology for trials, and so making them easily available to them. And then also for consumers, physicians, people that want to adopt these in their practice, just providing kind of a convenient access point to where they can find reliable information about them, and about kind of ways to get involved with trials or with groups that are using them today. One exciting part of the foundation's work is the launch of the Healthspan Study. So this is a longitudinal study that will look at not only epigenetic aging, but a variety of other outcomes, like including clinical and functional outcomes that are key to demonstrate long-term when you're looking at using biomarkers of aging as surrogate trial endpoints. And one of the drivers of this is that there's tremendous interest in using this biomarker technology from like a commercial perspective, from a medical, from physicians today. And what we're doing with this trial is just providing a relatively low-cost infrastructure, so not adding a lot of bureaucracy or red tape, but just ensuring that you can reliably collect data and making that available to the community, and ensuring that you get kind of high quality long-term outcomes data with these key biomarkers of aging. And as a group, we're focused mainly on data science and I'd say data science and also providing some degree of research support and kind of trial infrastructure. We're acting as a kind of a core facility to a degree, and just supporting researchers. And I'd say we're focused mainly on two areas where we're looking to enable new mechanistic studies where, for instance, people are looking at single cell methylation or single cell studies and really kind of teasing out what's driving epigenetic aging. But then also a big part is collaborating with different treatment developers. So there could be people that have a new gene therapy, they have an epigenetic reprogramming treatment, they're doing drug repurposing with a new chemical entity or approved drugs, and we have a number of collaborations in that area where there's pretty exciting new treatments, and we're assisting them with kind of validation of them at the preclinical and clinical stage. And finally, this slide kind of gets at one of the overarching or a long-term goals of the foundation, which is just to kind of address what many here, I'm sure, are well aware of, is this fact that the FDA doesn't approve many things for preventative medicine today. Many people talk about aging is not characterized as a disease, but we feel there's an opportunity with some with a little blood, sweat, and tears to change that. There's exciting biomarkers that are available today that are more rigorous than ever. There's a lot of tech that's available to enable better data collection, kind of lower cost trial infrastructure. There's just a lot of interest. There are volunteers that want to get involved, researchers, there's physicians. There's been a great deal of work in aging research and really kind of a change in the aging science has evolved, right? It's become very rigorous and very sophisticated, and next up is aging medicine, and we want to see kind of a similar type of evolution with it in the next decade or so. And there's a lot of interest also from groups like the X Prize Foundation, which is interested in launching an age reversal prize that will help kind of catalyze one of the key needs in this area, which is better kind of long-term outcomes or interventional data. So we're happy to support that. We're very excited about kind of getting some of these efforts started. And if you have any more questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Sorry about that. Thank you very much, Bobby. Sorry about that, Jeff. We threw you a curveball because this is a not-for-profit foundation right in the middle of an emerging companies showcase. But thank you for that, Bobby, and I'll throw it back to you, Jeff, to introduce the rest are companies. I can guarantee.
Oh, no problem at all. And Bobby, I just have one question. What can we do to help? I mean, what you're doing is extremely interesting. Any thoughts on how we could be a part of this?
Yeah, no, we're eager to collaborate with researchers that are doing mechanistic studies, people that are developing treatments, physicians that like we just heard from Ageless RX. It's a great group doing telemedicine. People like that, other physicians and clinics who want to use epigenetic aging clocks in their practice, and then there are people who are just volunteers, people who are they want to optimize their health. They want to interrogate the effects of rapamycin or metformin or drug cocktails. So all of those people, we're happy to kind of help, and we're happy to engage with them and try to facilitate, kind of be the glue to some extent and help point them in the right direction. So they can reach out to us directly. Our website is clockfoundation.org. Yeah.
Great. Well, Robert, Bobby, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.